Hey, what's up guys, MKBHD here. We've got a big one today. Apple just dropped the new iPhone 16 Pro Max and you guys know what that means. Time to see how it stacks up against the last generation. Today, we're comparing the iPhone 16 Pro Max with the iPhone 13 Pro Max to see if it's worth the upgrade. We'll be diving deep into the design, the display, performance, those cameras everyone's talking about, and of course, battery life. So if you're rocking the 13 Pro Max and wondering if it's time to make the switch, or if you're just curious to see what's new in the Apple world, stick around. Let's get into it. Alright, first impressions. Right off the bat, you'll notice the 16 Pro Max looks pretty familiar if you're coming from the 13 Pro Max. Apple's keeping the same flat-edge design language we've seen for a few generations now. But, look a little closer and you'll spot some subtle refinements. We've got slightly thinner bezels around the display, which is always nice. The camera bump on the back, yeah, it's still there, but Apple's tweaked the layout a bit. They've also introduced a new color option this year, and you guys know me, I'm all about that new colorway. But honestly, in terms of overall design, it's an evolution, not a revolution. If you were hoping for a radical redesign, this isn't it. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. The 13 Pro Max's design is still solid, and these subtle changes just refine it even further. It's all about those little details, you know? Now let's talk displays. The iPhone 16 Pro Max packs a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display and yeah, it's beautiful. Apple's bumped up the peak brightness a bit, making it even better for outdoor viewing. But the real star of the show is still that 120 Hz per motion refresh rate. Scrolling through menus, playing games, even just reading text, it's just so smooth. Now, the iPhone 13 Pro Max also had a 120 Hz per motion display, so this isn't a huge upgrade, but trust me, once you go 120 Hz, you can't go back. So in terms of the display, both phones are still top-notch, but that extra brightness on the 16 Pro Max does make a difference. Chapter 3, Performance, the A16 Bionic Flexes. Alright, let's talk performance. Under the hood, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is packing Apple's latest and greatest, the A16 Bionic chip. And let me tell you, this thing flies. Apps open instantly, multitasking is seamless, and demanding games? No problem. Now the A15 in the iPhone 13 Pro Max was no slouch, but this A16 is on another level. We're talking about significant performance gains here, especially when it comes to graphics-intensive tasks. So if you're someone who pushes their phone to the limit, the 16 Pro Max's performance is definitely something you'll appreciate. Chapter 4, Camera, leveling up the photography game. Alright, let's talk cameras. The iPhone 16 Pro Max features a triple camera system, and Apple's made some serious improvements here. We've got a new larger sensor for the main camera, which means even better low-light performance and overall image quality. They've also upgraded the ultra-wide lens with a wider aperture, letting in more light for those epic shots. And for all you video shooters out there, they've added a new cinematic mode that lets you adjust the depth of field after you've shot your footage. The 13 Pro Max's camera was already amazing, but these upgrades on the 16 Pro Max really push things forward. Chapter 5, Battery, all-day powerhouse. Alright, let's talk battery life. The iPhone 16 Pro Max gets you all-day battery life, even with heavy use. I'm talking about scrolling through social media, watching videos, even gaming for a bit, and you'll still have juice left at the end of the day. Apple's also improved the fast charging capabilities so you can top up that battery even quicker. Now the 13 Pro Max also had great battery life, but those improvements on the 16 Pro Max are definitely noticeable. So, if you're someone who's always on the go, the 16 Pro Max's battery life won't disappoint. Outro upgrade or nah? So, is the iPhone 16 Pro Max worth the upgrade from the iPhone 13 Pro Max? That's the big question, right? If you're rocking the 13 Pro Max, you've still got a fantastic phone. But if you're looking for the absolute latest and greatest from Apple, with that upgraded camera system, the blazing fast A16 chip, and those subtle design refinements, then yeah, the 16 Pro Max is a worthy upgrade. Ultimately, it comes down to what's important to you and your budget. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you upgrading to the 16 Pro Max, sticking with your 13 Pro Max, or maybe even considering a different phone altogether? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more tech reviews. Peace out.